I don't know why. You've got the longest whiskers ever. Come here. Come on. Come over here. Show them your whiskers. Show them your whiskers. Show them your whiskers. Yeah. He's enormous. That's why he's got such long whiskers. All right. We are doing a new design for living. So let's do the housekeeping while I'm distracted by the cat, and then we'll get on with the reading. And all the housekeeping is me reminding you that we are Creative Life Spiritual Center. Website is creativelife.org. Constant contact. Email info@creativelife.org. That gets you one email a week, tells you what's going on for the week and the month. The hot links are hot. And it's a blind CC. So nobody's going to see your email. You won't end up on anybody else's email because of us. And I will mention the social media merely from the standpoint of we do not monetize it. We don't want to deal with the ads any more than you do. So what we ask you to do instead is go like, subscribe, follow, based on which platform you're on. And then engage with the individual post by reacting to the post, commenting on the post, sharing the post. It bumps us in the algorithms, more people see our stuff, and let's be honest, that's the goal of social media. So it is a free and easy way that you can support the center. You do not need in that closet. There is nothing in that closet for you. I promise you, nothing in that closet for you. All right. I don't know what he's up to. So A New Design for Living was written towards the end of Ernest's career. It is the process of science of mind. That's what I like to say about it. It is how to do science of mind. Science of mind is not a religion, okay? From the standpoint of we do not tell you what to believe. We believe that's between you and the divine. What you believe is between you and the divine. What we do is we teach you how to believe and why belief is important. And so that is exactly what this book is. We are about halfway through, and we are on chapter, I believe, 11. You Live Today. And we are going to do 2 fairly short articles today. While my cat rolls around on the floor, being a nut job that he is. Okay, so the first one is the personal universe. Our immediate relationship with life, the infinite, and all that it is so intimate, so personal, and so direct that it is closer to us than our neck vein, closer to us than breathing. That is a quote from a paraphrase from Rumi. We become cognizant of this relationship through an inner awareness, a feeling, and intuition. We all have this sense, but we do not use it sufficiently. He didn't even say efficiently. He said sufficiently. I find that really interesting. But when we do, we find that God is not only where we are, but is even what we are in our true natures. The knowledge of this and the seeking of an ever fuller awareness of it and a fuller alignment with it means that we are always endeavoring to recognize ourselves as what we really are, the children of God. Okay, we are always endeavoring to recognize ourselves for what we are, the children of God. We are now as much the child of God as we can ever become. And no moment in eternity is more important than the one in which we live now. If God ever had a creation, if God ever had a child, God has that child in each of us this day. God is begetting itself in us now. Not an easy word to say. The great inspiration, a fuller communion with the infinite, and a more complete experience of the living spirit are all available to us, but they are only available to us today. There is no manna. There is no mañana in mind or life. That's a random choice of words there. They are only available to us today. remember that the title of this chapter is You Live Today. All right. We're going to do the past is gone, and then we're going to move on. All right. The past is gone. In considering the fact that we live today, we must admit that our todays become our yesterdays. They did exist. They were real and not figments of our imagination. In our experience, we are aware that today is really a continuation of yesterday, even as tomorrow will become a continuation of today. However, due to the fact that we are mentally more or less bound to yesterday and the past through the faculty of memory, we find that we all tend to perpetuate the past into today and on into the future. It is in this way that we carry the mistakes of the past into the present. We persist in carrying the corpses of our undesirable past, which should be dead and buried, astride our back, and they relentlessly drive us down a pathway which can only lead to chaos. Let me read that sentence to you again, because, oh my God, there was a lot in that sentence. We persist in carrying the corpses of our undesirable past, which should be dead and buried, astride our back, and they relentlessly drive us down a pathway which can only lead to chaos. Think about that for a minute. It's definitely an image that's just weird. But he's got a point, because if we continue to carry our past, then it means we're not making the choices that we could be making, because we're burdened with something that is making our choices for us. Somehow or other, in some way or other, that time arrives when we realize that today need not necessarily be bound by the mistakes, the fears, or the failures of yesterday. In the past, we, for the most part, did what we thought was best for us at the time. But there is nothing sacred about those decisions. Nothing that demands they be preserved forever in our experience. That's a good. If a time should come when we no longer expect more today than we experienced yesterday, we shall have limited the expression of the divinity that resides at the center of our being. Okay? Now, the good news is he's going to tell us tomorrow how to use yesterday. And that's very important. It's very important because our past is part of who we are. And it is important to not forget the lessons of the past. But we don't want to continue to carry the past. We don't want to continue to allow, as he said, the mistakes and the fears and the, I forget what the third word was, of our past to limit us. And it's interesting that my partner and I were having that conversation on the way to the gym this morning to work out. You know, it's like, or maybe it was on the way back. Sometimes we are reluctant to let people change. Some people don't change, and you just have to recognize that. And okay, you know what? You're still running on the past. But some people who have made mistakes in the past have genuinely changed, and we need to let them get past their past. We need to let go of their past. So it's always a good idea to check ourselves and that we are not holding on to our past and that we are not holding other people to their past. If they are holding on to their past, that's a different story. But, you know, it's a good idea for us to, it's just, you just let the past be. Learn the lessons and move on. All right. So tomorrow he's going to tell us how to use the past. So I'm very interested to see what he's got to say there. But right now, I'm going to move on into the process of my day because we have a service for you in about 2 hours, and I need to deal with this. So, I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a take care of yourself day, a let's get prepped up for next week day, a cuddle your fur babies day, a go be with your community day, it is Sunday today, a do what you gotta do day, a you got this day, a enjoy the sunshine day, a open your windows if the weather permits day, because right now it's really nice out there, so the windows are open. Start looking for signs of spring, because yeah, the trees are leafing out. So was the groundhog wrong? We don't know. Will there be another cold snap? I don't know. Yeah, because the Northeast has gotten in the teeth, and like our trees are blooming, pushing new leaves out. Oh, all right. I was encouraging you to have days. So maybe a good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You are a beloved expression of the divine. You are spirit in motion, God in action, a beautiful masterpiece, and a work in progress at the same time, a brilliant light and a divine spark. And as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are a godling. So explore the truth of your being. Get to know who the divine knows you to be, because the divine knows you to be good. And from there, anything is possible. Anything at all is possible. All right, beloveds, I'm going to move on into the process of my day. I'm going to remind you, Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I'll be back with you around 9-ish tomorrow. But since it is Sunday, and if you are seeing this on Facebook Live, you can either come to the Sunday service if you're in the area, or roll up one video if it's after 11 and join us on Facebook Live, or you can watch it anytime, and it will be on YouTube later. So if you're seeing this on YouTube, hop over to the Creative Life Spiritual Center YouTube page and see what we were talking about. This is archived on the Running Rev Ryan YouTube page, because the last thing I need to do is clutter up the other page. Because trust me, there's plenty on the Creative Life Spiritual YouTube page. If you have not been to our YouTube pages, please do. I am the Running Rev Ryan on YouTube, and that is where I archive all of these books that I have done, the 365s, the Science of Mind text, the Voice Celestial, all of that is on my page. Now, that being said, some of the work that I have done is on our page, the Creative Life Spiritual Center page, and all of Jesse's talks, since we started doing them on Facebook, are on there. Like I've done this thing called You've got the first 4 chapters of the Science of Mind text. I'm currently reading the Marcus Borg book, reading the Bible again for the first time. I've done Emma Curtis Hopkins Christian Science mental practice, and all of that's on there, because Jesse uses those books in his classes, and I'm like, here, let me get you an audio copy of it. So if people need, if they either, like, I'm mildly dyslexic, so I get that reading can be hard. And so, if you just don't have time to sit down and read, I made time so that you can, if you have the time to listen. So, and I know for a lot of people that's easier, because they can, while they're doing other tasks, they can listen to the book. So, all right. So that's available to you. That is available to you. I'm trying to, especially when I found out that there are some Ernest Holmes books that just there aren't audio copies yet. No, I'm going to provide that for you, because this thing called so good. It's my favorite Ernest Holmes book. And eventually I'm going to read a couple, I think I'm going to read about 5 of Emerson's essays. That's what I'm doing on Saturdays. So, I'm also going to do Emma Curtis Hopkins High Mysticism, but that could put on the back burner while I do Borg, and then it may go back on the back burner while I do Emerson, but it's only 5 essays. So, I'll get to Emma eventually. I'll get back to Emma eventually. All right. I need to stop talking.